Welcome to Fabric Monday. Today we'll talk about map settings. I published previous videos talking about maps. Now I'll talk about special settings that we can configure on the maps. Let's take a look. This is the map we completed from the previous video. It shows security information from Boston, illustrating animal issues and housing issues, and with some tooltips with specific information about the issues. If I click in one of the data layers, I can see some settings that I can configure on the data layer. Let's go to the point setting. If we mind the details about these points, there are more than one subcategory of animal issues. In this case, we can use a setting called Enable Series Group. We can group the animal issues. And here we have the field we use for grouping, subcategory. What changed? They changed the color, only that? No, not only that. Mind that I have different kinds of blue. Different kinds of blue used for different subcategories of the animal issues. So it's displaying the animal issues, but it's grouping the animal issues by the subcategory using different colors to identify the subcategories. So we can check. One of the colors is animal noise disturbance. This is the most present here. Another one is animal lost. Another one, animal found. So these are different categories of animal issues. I can do the same for housing. Enable series group and specify subcategory for housing. In this case, the housing issues also get different colors. For example, no utilities, residential water. Other one, heat, excessive or insufficient. And so on. We have many different housing issues. So we can break down each data layer in subcategories according to one of the fields using this feature. Another configuration we can make on the data layers is the enable clustering. You may be noticing that I'm representing each element, each security report, and this is too cluttered. So I can enable clustering. By enable clustering, and I did this for animal issues, what happens is the animal issues which are very close to each other, they are grouped, and the symbol showing the animal issues show the total of items in this group. 79 here, only 9 in this location, only 2 in this location, while there are 34 here. But can't I see the individual issues? Yes, I can see individual issues. I can see individual issues by zooming in. By zooming in, the animal issues become individual. And here you see the animal generic request, one of the animal issues that was being displayed here. If I advance it more, it starts to break down in different locations until it breaks by individual issues. The colors are not the ideal, especially when we have two different layers in the map, but we hope that in the future we will have additional options to configure this color. So enable clustering for housing as well. This makes the map way better to visualize. I can see where the issues are concentrated, and I can analyze a specific location like 3 here related to housing, pest infestation, and more 2 related to housing, mice infestation, and short-term rental. So we can make this clustering, which makes the map way better visually. These are some settings that we can make on the data layer level. Let's open the map settings. What we can change on the map level. I have the default theme. The default theme, I can change classic, innovate. This is a design change. A design change, changing the combination of colors. And there is one which is colorblind safe. So I can change the data theme. And I have the map style. The map style is even more interesting because I can change the kind of map that I'm using. For example, this default one is grayscale light. But what if I want a road map? It's changing the type of map, and I can see the streets, the roads in my map. And I can see many different kinds of map. Satellite map. That's it, a satellite image. Night map. That's it. Let's get back to the grayscale light. Another important configuration that we can make is to set the initial view. The point is, at the moment I'm in editing mode. Take a look, I'm in editing mode. When the user opens this map, this is a global map. And I'm marking issues only in Boston. So I can set the initial view, which includes the setting for zoom, the point where the map needs to open. So I can set this as initial view, the current point as the initial view of the map. Besides that, I have map elements that I can choose to add or remove. All them are visible at the moment: labels, borders, administrative districts. I can choose to remove some of these elements or keep them. And I have the controls. The controls are even more interesting because they allow the user to control the map and choose which piece of the map the user will be seeing. We can enable zoom control, pitch control, compass control, scale control, and the user will be capable to control all these configurations on the map in the viewing mode. So in the editing mode, I define what the user can control in the viewing mode. Let's summarize what we just saw. We used the enable series group for one data layer. We used the clustering for the data layers. We checked the data theme, map style, initial view, map elements, and map controls. This gives a lot of opportunities to improve our maps and to make different kinds of maps. Thank you very much for watching and see you next week.